Hello everybody, welcome to episode 4 of our Road to Glory career mode. It's going to be a very rewarding episode indeed. As you guys know, we have started off with Grimsby. This is now the 4th episode of the series and we are looking very good indeed. We have had a lot of Youth Academy players come through our ranks and so much of them are getting involved in first team action. So it is very rewarding to see indeed. Now, last episode was all about one man, and that man was Ben Pringle. He had an stormer of an episode. He was at the heart of pretty much everything that came through Grimsby Town, and more so, I'm looking to him as well. Now, I have got some news regarding that situation. Last episode, I didn't know this because I said that I'm going to keep hold of him for the rest of this one in League One if we get there. Well, he's actually on loan. So, I did mention it, and I will be looking to try and sign him permanently if I can get the funding to be able to do that, because he's just so influential, especially at League 2 level. You can see right here, it took him no more than 30 minutes of game number 1 of today's episode to get off the mark, and it was a very good finish indeed. So my plan, like I said, is to try and make that move permanent, get him here at the club properly, and then that way we can build upon it. Yes, he's not going to be great for the Premier League, possibly won't be good enough for the Championship, but for the most part, definitely League 2, potentially even League 1, he will play a part. He was unbelievable last episode, and he's starting this one off the right way as well. Ben Pringle, again, ladies and gentlemen, is by far the most influential player out there in that Grimsby side. He continued to show his good form as he burst down the left-hand side, found a lovely ball through to Rose, who cut it back into the area towards Thomas, and a mishit shot found its way to the top corner. Like I said, I honestly felt that was going to go over the crossbar. For a moment, I was a little bit worried, but then I saw it kind of nestle in. I was like, okay, fair enough. But he did miss-hit this, and you'll see it from this angle in just a moment. Unless he meant to do it, then fair play to him, but it did make me very nervous indeed. But it's all about that pass right there from Ben Pringle, because if it didn't come through, if he didn't find that pass towards the middle towards Rose, that cutback wouldn't have even happened. It's a great, great finish, but like I said, it was a miss-hit. So unless he wants to claim it as that one, we can't really do too much. To Northampton's credit, though, as the half-time whistle was approaching, they found a way back. A great strike initially, coming back off the post, and Powell was on hand to smash it into the roof of the net, pretty much, and make it Grimsby 2, Northampton 1. So although we'd had a great start to the game, and although Ben Pringle's continuing his form, defensively, we lacked the, I'd say, the composure at the back, if you will. And it was shown no more so than this moment right here. Josh Timon towards Sykes. Sykes trying to play our way out of defence, gave the ball away to Northampton, and he managed to recover by blocking the shot, so fair play to him, because, you know, there was that one thing I was thinking there, if this goes in, it's my own doing. And then we had a corner to defend. Like I said, we weren't very composed at the back, and I'm feeling that's our weak point at the moment. As a shot comes in, it goes wide of the post, and we live to still be in front. So most of the time, it's down to us just not keeping our composure, not keeping our focus and concentration. But I tell you what a ball that is, by the way out wide towards Ben Pringle, who again was so dangerous, just laid it on a plate. There you go, McNeil, make that 3-1. Happy days. 2-goal advantage restored. 3 points looking like they're coming away from this one against Northampton to us. And it was also nice to see the Scotsman on the score sheet, because McNeil, as good as he is, he's having a little bit of a quiet spell in this Grimsby Town side, if you could say it. So I'm looking to try and get him on the ball a bit more, make sure he's still being influential, make sure he's still playing a massive part. Now, I have absolutely no idea how we conceded this second goal, but fair play, because that shot was unbelievable from the Northampton number 9. He got the power, he got the direction, he kept it low, he got it right in that bottom corner. I mean, there's not a lot you can do against it. The only problem is defensively, again, we lacked any real composure. Like, that ball through is great, but here, it's a simple pass back to your keeper, and we completely mess it up, and they go through to score. So, again, only really ourselves to blame, because we should have dealt with the danger there. Davis on the floor, embarrassed by Williams, the number 9, and it was back to 3-2 here, Northampton. Still trying to fight their way back to potentially something from the game. If we were to lose it from this stage, though, you really have to say full credit to them. We didn't, however, because the 90th minute was called, and the referee blew for the full-time whistle. And although it was a nervy one, we managed to pick up ourselves 3 points with a 3-2 win. Again, Ben Pringle, pretty much at the heart of everything for us down that left-hand side. So influential, as he always is, in the side. And you can just see the difference he makes when he's in the team. I just can't warrant. I know we've got a couple of players coming through our youth academy, like the likes of Hughes. We've also got the Irishman, the one on the left-hand side. I can't remember his name. They just can't get in the team because Ben's having an unbelievable time. McGuinness, that's it. He's just not getting in the side because Ben's having a great time at things right now. Up next was a visit from Tranmere. We decided to sim it. They were struggling at the moment in the division. They were 16th. Ben Pringle scored twice in this game, making it 2-1. after they would actually get a goal back from his opener. But we won the game by 2-1. Pringle with them both. Again, sensational stuff from him. And then it was time for my favourite part of this series, getting ourselves some new youth players. Obviously, we sent our scouts to England, Scotland and Ireland. I'm not sure where we're going to send them after that. I think it was the Republic of Ireland, not Northern Ireland. So we still need to send a scout to Northern Ireland. That's definitely going to be one of the other ones we do in the next season. But if you've got any ideas of maybe places you want to see our scouts go to, hit me up with a comment, leave it down below, and I'll take a look and check it out. Obviously, we are coming towards the January transfer window as well, so I'm going to go back and take a look at a lot of the suggestions left by you guys for players you want to see join us, and then I'm going to obviously try and sign them as much as I can, depending on whether or not we have the funds to do that. So do bear in mind, if you do leave suggestions, we're not yet in January, but when we get there, that is the time when we'll have some fun and try and make some signings happen. Now, FA Cup. I said I wasn't bothered about the Carabao Cup. I said I wasn't bothered about the Checker Trade Trophy. Both of those things remain very true. However, the FA Cup, I like it. So I like the graphics. I feel like it's a bit more competitive. You get a lot more money for winning in the games and such. So that's the reason I decided to play this. We obviously got past the first round. Now we're into the second one. We've drawn MK Dons, who, difficult side. Now we came into this feeling pretty good. Obviously Ben Pringle's arguably the player of the moment right now. He didn't actually start this game because obviously he was in the cup. So I wanted to give him some time out, knowing we needed him for League 2 football. And we actually had the first chance. Patterson, one of the Youth Academy projects, he came through and he had a shot and less than convincing from the holding midfielder, which is probably why he is a holding midfielder by trade. Now, at this stage right here, this is where I have to stop being so stupid, right? 24 minutes gone. We battered them for the first 20 minutes. From a goal kick, I lost my concentration. You see the white shirt right there running towards us. I thought for some reason, I don't know why I thought it, I thought that was my player. So I played the short pass, and then I was like, what on earth have I just done there? Realised I'd given it to MK Dons and was like, oh, for crying out loud. And then what makes the matter even worse is that Manami actually gets his touch on the ball on the way through with it going into our net. So, yeah, very, very frustrating to give away a cheap goal like that. I then went into my custom tactics. I realised that I haven't changed any of this since we joined here at Grimsby. And if you actually looked at the way we were playing before that, you would have noticed that we were playing press very high. So our back line, from the likes of goal kicks and such, we're always going to about halfway up the pitch. And I like to play out from the back. I don't like doing the long ball. So it doesn't really fit my play style. So what I did is went in there, lowered it down, and then after we played this game, I also lowered it down in the off game screen. So that way it will always set to that, so I don't have to worry about this in the future. But it was just stupid. For some reason, a mixture of me being an absolute pleb and the other team and the other game, just deciding that he wanted to have all my players move up. I couldn't believe it. To concede the goal the way I did, I felt like such a pleb, honestly. But we move into the next one, and as you can see right here, there's nothing I could have done about this one. Absolutely nothing at all. Fair play, MK Dons. Because I tell you right now, when we went into this game, I was full of confidence. I expected us to have a really good time at things here. Come here, dominate the game, win it, go through to the next round. Well, things didn't exactly turn out that way because 2-0. 2-0 to MK Dons, and what a goal it was as well. Jeez, there's nothing you can do against that. I believe it was Kieran Agard, the man who scored this. McNamee, got to be honest with you, man. Could have done better today. You could have done better. We kept going right till the end. Obviously, we brought on Ben Pringle at this stage, trying to make something happen because he's our most likely causer of that. We sent a cross in through Josh Timon towards McNeil, who could only send his effort into the outside of the post, into the side net. And we get ourselves a corner in the 80th minute, header on target, but straight at the goalkeeper from Davies. It just really showed you that this probably wasn't going to be our day. And that was confirmed by the referee in the 93rd minute of play. He blew the whistle. We lost here by 2-0 to MK Dons, and it wasn't even a case that we got unlucky. The first goal, yes, we did. After that, it was just sensational play to score their second. So fair play to MK Dons, because they gave us a right good game there, and that definitely woke me up a little bit. And that made me think that, yes, things are going very rosy at the moment, but this might not be as easy as we think in this second half of the season, because we are up in the top 3. We're not top. Exeter right now are running away with it, but we do have to play them in the next episode, so you'll see that to come. But for the moment, we're doing very well from what I'd expected, but things can change and definitely will change. Game against Swindon at home. Again, simming this one because I feel like we're going to do pretty all right against them. We took a 2-1 lead. Ben Pringle scoring again in the episode on the 56th minute to give us the lead. And we ended up going on to hold on to this as well. So a 2-1 win. Pringle yet again the difference maker. And it was enough to pick up the 3 points. So although we lost against MK Dons, we were back to winning ways in the league. So that's 3 wins from 3 so far today. Everything is going very well indeed in League 2. not so much in the FA Cup. After that, though, we were back into this one here, and Cox is fit again. He's ready to come back into some first-team action, so he threw him straight into the deep end. He definitely makes a difference, and you'll see it in the first chance of this game right here. He is a difference maker. On this particular time, McNeil's on the ball. We found it his way through to number 7. He lays it onto Cox. How about that for a through ball? Straight through the heart of the defence towards Thomas. I mean, that just is the finish of a League 2 player, isn't it? Should have gone better, should have had pace behind it, but what a ball it was from Cox. And that's what he brings to the side, the ability to create goals. He might have come through, he might still be very young indeed, but he is a very good choice to have. The problem is, defensively, again, this whole thing of not being composed. It was one simple ball. If you want to rewind it back, please do. You will see that Josh Timon should have dealt with this a lot easier than he made out, and it was just not, I just don't know how they got through so easily. And then after that, nobody's tracking the runner, because as you can see right here, yes, I could have closed down the cross, but have a look in the middle. Completely unmarked, nobody near him. And again, there's not a lot that McNalmay can do in goal for us. So, although he started off pretty brightly, Cox sending through Thomas, it wasn't exactly what I'd hoped as we went 1-0 down. So we're going to have to fight back from this game if we want to get ourselves something out of this one. But it was more just frustration, I think, from my part as well. A lovely little 1-2 move here with McNeil and Thomas as he cuts onto the left foot. Fake shot inside. How about this for a curler? Just didn't go in, though. Just didn't drop in from the Scotsman. And then Josh Timon's touch was far from convincing as he basically kicked it out straight for a Notts County throw-in. Into the second half we went. Again, defensively, very, very poor. You can see them again, trying to get down that left-hand side to put a cross in. Lucky to have not gone 2-0 down there with the ball coming back off the post. McNalmay didn't have it covered. We didn't have it covered defensively either. So we were very, very lucky to have not conceded the second from that situation. And all I can say is, again, we didn't deserve to get anything. Hall Johnson's cross. Hughes on as a substitute. Sends his header goalwards. Not a great header in the end. And it's straight at the goalkeeper. But at least we're trying to push. At least we're trying to get ourselves something out of the game. The man of the hour, Ben Pringle. Have a look at this, though. Deflected shot onto the crossbar. And for the second time in the game, we'd hit the woodwork. And I was getting ready to put it down as one of them days. But with 89 minutes played, right here, you can see. Put the ball in. Failed to clear it. Goes straight back. And they grab a second. And again, it's come from us. Poor defending. Like, what kind of clearance is that? Just can't put it back there. We have to just hit it outside. And it's 2-0 in a game where I didn't feel like we should have lost 2-0. Fair play to them, they took their chances, but for us it was absolutely appalling. And then it just really showed, because the man of the hour, Ben Pringle, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it this way. If we didn't have, or if we hadn't have conceded that second goal, we would have got a 1-1 draw. So, we could sit here and say that it's very unlucky and that they didn't deserve it, which is one way of looking at it. But if we weren't so poor defensively again there, we wouldn't have had a situation where we would have conceded that second goal. So again, we have to look at ourselves and just say, well, you know, on another day, we would have got the win there. We wouldn't have had a situation where we would have conceded that second goal. So in many ways, it's down to us, not anything else. So I can only blame ourselves for that one. A defeat, though, is not what you wanted to see, especially when we lost against MK Dons. You know, we lost 2-0 to the Dons, and now we then go on to lose 2-1 to Notts County. Following that here with the game against Port Vale, where we weren't really feeling very good about ourselves, to put it bleakly. Hitting the woodwork twice against Notts County as well doesn't really bode very well indeed. So Port Vale were our next opponents. They'd gone for the standard 4-4-2 like us. Of course, we'd gone for our strongest lineup, or what I felt was our strongest lineup. Hall Johnson on the right. You might have noticed as well, there's been no Josh Timon in the side in the past couple of games. The reason for that is I felt he was getting a little bit too complacent, thinking that his place was possibly already cemented. So I'd brought in our experienced fullback at left back. I think he's called Dixon. And so I didn't really want Josh, you know, thinking to himself that he's got his place locked down. However, in this game right here, we'd done pretty much what I'd asked for the first 40 minutes. Completely battered them. To then, with 73 minutes gone, concede a single corner, which gets put into the mixer. We lose the first header, lose the second ball, and Port Vale score to make it 1-0. And I highlight this because, again, it comes down to trying to fight for the ball. We lost the first header where there was 2 of our players against 1 of Port Vale's players, yet we lose that, and then it falls to a completely unmarked man in our box, and that is the reason we lose this game right here. So although we've had a great start to the episode where we won 3 from 3, we then went on to lose our last 3 in terms of that one. 1 in the FA Cup, 2 in the league. Doesn't bode well when you're playing against top of the table Exeter City next time out, does it? So we're going to have to try and find our feet and find them very, very quickly. including that we need to try and get ourselves, going again. Exeter themselves are going to be a very tough test, but I feel if we're playing up to the standard I know we can, then we will be able to push them right to the edge. But that defeat there leaves us in third place, 43 points, 5 ahead of Cambridge, but 4 behind Bury, 5 behind Exeter. So like I said, a very tough start to the episode next time out as we travel away to Exeter. We'll see if we can win that game. If we can't, then we might be in some trouble, but we will see what's going to happen regardless. That's going to be it for today's episode, though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, then a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, thank you for your continued support on the channel. I really appreciate that as well. Until next time, though, if you are new around here and like what you see, the subscribe button is down below. And I will catch you all again for another video, hopefully tonight, of the career mode with Brighton. Until then, guys, adios.